Starting from 2020, Genshin Impact took the world by storm and took the position of one of the current dominant free-to-play titles that is available in today's video game market. Yet even though the game is already so mainstream, it is still very lacking, especially when it comes to the co-op multiplayer scene. While Genshin Impact clearly does not need a good co-op experience to thrive, in fact it's been doing just fine, 2 years, just fine without it, having a better co-op experience would not hurt the game and would only enhance the game, as more players could better experience the world of Tearbot together. Here are 5 co-op changes that we need in Genshin Impact. Number 1. Being able to interact with another player's world. While yes, you're able to interact with another player's world already, there's still a lot of stuff that players can't interact with, most notably NPCs. If they added this feature, we could be so much more productive, not just in our worlds, but in other worlds as well. So like if you're playing with a friend, you don't have to just go back to your world to be more productive, then go back again. You can just do everything in your friend's world, and that's something that I would love to see. And being able to interact with so much more, like stuff like teleport waypoints, Statue of 7, so that way we could help people who just started the game, to be able to unlock stuff faster and, be able to unlock stuff like chests and stuff for them would be pretty cool. We invite some friends and stuff, and if, they started out and we can't, play with them just yet, because they haven't unlocked all this stuff. Like, why shouldn't we be able to unlock the stuff for them so that way we can proceed to, unlock more content, right? And, the number 2, right? Number 2 is the option for PvP or at least friendly fire. Genshin Impact's PvE game is masterclass, but in terms of a PvP side, it is barely non-existent. Having a PvP mode, while not integral to the game, would be awesome, as players could compete against one another. There doesn't need to be a complex system with PvP, just be able to troll your friends as epically is all we need. Fighting each other is fun, but, I get that some people necessarily don't like the PvP aspect of a lot of games. So having the option for like a friendly fire world or a world where you cannot have friendly fire should also be a thing. Number 3, being able to participate in more quests or having a separate co-op storyline. With the option to co-op in this open world game, I personally would have expected to see more chances for players to interact with the quests. And while yes, players can do that, many others, I would assume, would want more of that. Personally, when I was playing a lot of co-op with my friends and stuff, being able to being restricted to just a excuse me guys, being restricted to only just world quests is kind of boring, and I get it. Like having main quests and story quests not being interfered with co-op is obviously right, but that just leaves with some world quests, because not all world quests you can even do with friends. So just having some, being able to do some world quests, like why even have it, right? Like if 95% of the quests you do, you can't even do with your friends, like what's the point, right? What's the point? If 95% of them you have to do by yourself, what's the point? That's all I'm arguing, right? And number 4, having more co-op activities. Well, I don't see number 3 being able to be implemented anytime soon, This request, however, could and should be implemented in the near future. Right now, the only activities one can do with their friends is bosses and artifact domains. Those are fun, don't get me wrong, but, well, after a while, it does get a little boring, doing the same things over and over. I wasn't around for this, but Genshin at some point had a hide-and-seek event. A prop hunt, I'm pretty sure, I think, right? But, coming from a guy who just artifact grinds and just occasionally do some bosses when I have enough resin, that sounds like a nice refresher, a nice change of pace, and having something like that every once in a while would be really fun. But well, it's just ever since I guess that event's gone, really it's just been the same thing over and over again, right? A co-op activity that I would recommend maybe for Genshin is maybe think about like doing like monthly raids or weekly raids or something like that. Where like players get together to fight like an extremely OP boss, like maybe have like 8 players, 10 players in the same server, and not the same server, same world, and like fight this omega, dangerous super boss or something. I don't know. This dangerous super boss, yeah. Or having like 20, 30 players. I don't know. The servers would probably break a lot, and it would depend on how big this raid would be, but chances are, you know, servers probably would just break if having such a raid would happen. But like, you know, maybe like, yeah, so I do like weekly or monthly, so that way, you know, you can prep up those servers so that when that day happens, maybe, you know, the servers can take a lot of people, you know, in that one world, you know. Yeah, like being able to have like so many people just come together, just, you know, fight one big boss, I think would be so much fun. And, you know, having raids, yeah, like why not? Why not, right? Last but not least, well, god damn it, I already forgot what writing this script. Oh yeah, it is being able to lower world ranks. Yeah, world ranks or world quests. Yeah, world ranks. Being able to lower world ranks, or, you know, just getting rid of the entire like world level thing. Yeah, world rank, world level thing entirely, because, you know, when I invite my friends to this game, right? They're like, okay, how do we play together, right? I'd be like, hey, first off, you have to grind for about at least 10 days a week, and then afterwards we can play together. Like most of them don't want to play. Like after I tell them that, I'm like, yeah, it's the truth though. They're like, really? That's it? And honestly, like having that barrier of entry where, I mean, I get where Genshin's coming from, right? Like, oh, if we don't have a minimum world level or world rank or something like that, players who, you know, fight together and, you know, join other players' world, right? Like, some would be too powerful and others would be too weak against that world, right? And, you know, I get that, but that's what co-op is meant to be, right? Like, oh, if you're a little weaker than me, oh, I should help you out, you know? Oh, and if you're stronger than me, you know, I should rely on you a little bit more, right? I don't really get this whole thing of like minimum world level and stuff like that. It really deters from co-op interaction, and personally, this game, like I said, it doesn't need the co-op interaction to thrive, but I play this game so much with my friends, and, you know, this is coming from you know, my personal thoughts and playing this game like a bunch because I have nothing else to do nowadays. You know, just getting rid of the world levels, that way, you know, or at least lowering it, so that way, you know, accessibility, so that way players could hang out with each other and, you know, do fun things together, you know what I mean? Explore the world of Teyvat together. So Genshin, please, you know, think about these requests, and my name is Austin, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I see you guys next time. Goodbye!